Hello world, it's Lee Kelson coming to you live from Hong Kong Fintech Week, and I have with me Karen Contet Farzam.
Hello Lee, thank you for having me.
I tried so hard to get that right. So we're here, this area is the village, right? The Fast Track Village, so what's all that about?
It's all about, helping startups to come to Hong Kong and to set up in Hong Kong with the different, really key partners such as WHub or the Fintech Association of Hong Kong.
Right. And so we'll talk about WHub in a minute, but Karen, can you just give us a little bit of your background? You've got an interesting background.
So I'm French, and I used to be an investment banker, an equity derivative trader for JP Morgan in Japan, and then I switched to a software engineer to actually launch my company and build the website as well.
Wow. Okay, that's a real career transition there.
Exactly, it is.
And so WHub, WHub's done amazing stuff in Hong Kong in the ecosystem and developing the ecosystem. So tell us, how did that come about?
So basically, WHub is really here to empower entrepreneurs by providing them the resource they need to scale their business. So it's all about, recruiting, providing them visibility, organizing or co-organizing events and conference, and also work with corporates.
Right. And I know this week, because I said I've been stalking you on social media, I know that you've just launched Angel Hub. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so we just launched Angel Hub, which is the first regulated startup investment platform in Hong Kong. So we are really, continuing our mission into empowering startups, to grow, to providing them the funding they need to scale their business. So it's really about pre-institutional money.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things we talk about in Australia all the time, and Australia's a little myopic sometimes in their focus, that we focus on the Australian market and not going global, but the sense I get here, particularly around the financial technology, is that there's access here to 3.5 billion people, and when we get this East meets West thing happening, I think it's going to create some amazing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Hong Kong is really, at this point, as you say, of East meets West, and it's really a launch pad to either China or Southeast Asia as well, and you really see how it's transitioning from one of the biggest financial sector into a fintech hub and as a startup hub actually in general.
Yeah. So the theme obviously is the future of finance.
Yes.
So what's your take on the future of finance?
The future of finance, actually, a lot about RegTech, so everything related to regulation, because as startups need to scale and to grow into other countries, this is really one of the major topics. Here in Hong Kong, we have virtual banking that is coming. So, when you see the price of real estate, you can understand how it can be really important to have virtual banking coming here and banking APIs as well. And you can also see more collaboration between banks and startups. So that's very encouraging.
So talking about virtual banking, I mean, for people that don't understand, what does virtual banking mean?
So basically, it's a banks, but without branches. So everything is online,
right,
which making perfect, very efficient, hopefully, and to provide really new services that are more customer centric.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the things, I've spent some time in Indonesia this year, and there's, the vast majority of the population there is unbanked, right?
Yes.
They don't have access to banking. And some of the recent stats that I read in, the last couple of days even, is 2.5, billion people around the world are still unbanked. So what does the financial technology mean for those people in the future?
Yeah, the unbanked population, is really a huge market for fintech, and it's really how technology can, provide these people with all the type of banking services, which means remittance, for example, transferring money to your family when you're working overseas, or even how do you buy things, and how do you receive your salary as well. There are so many services as an unbanked population that you don't have access to, and technology is really there to bridge this gap. And you can see, how they were left outside from the typical financial institution, and that's how we created this kind of tech fin giant. You can definitely see it in China, for example, and now it's really coming more into Southeast Asia, and it's a good thing. So you can really see how technology is helping for a better world.
I think so. Financial inclusion is something that I'm very passionate about myself, and to see the technologies enable that,
Yeah.
I think is a fantastic thing globally, because there are literally people still, having money saved under their mattress. Like
Exactly, right? And you cannot even spend it when you think about it. It's very difficult for them. So
Right.
it's a really good thing.
And so the Angel Hub, I just want to go back and touch on that. So that's a pretty significant network that you're building there. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so it's really all about bridging this funding gap for entrepreneurs between seed and institutional money. But it's not about just bridging this gap. It's also working with all of network of partners to help these startups to scale. From this stage of funding into exit and IPO with like VC, private equity, accelerators, corporate. So it's really building this whole network in order to help startups to scale. And it's providing professional investor a new asset class to invest in.
Right.
Because right now, if you wanted to be involved in the startup investment field, except joining a venture capital fund and not being able to choose where to invest your money,
Right.
you were left with almost no other choice than be dependent on your network.
Yeah.
So it's really providing the access, the time and the know-how to investors to help these entrepreneurs to build the future.
Yeah. Fantastic. And so Angel Hub website, people
Yes.
can find you?
Angelhub.io. So yeah, please have a look.
And also check out WHub, Karen.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure talking
Thank
to you.
you very much, Lee.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. Keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Hong Kong Fintech Week YouTube channel. Press that